Hello everyone, welcome to Technical Earth Syndicate Episode 2. With us we have Alan Gray and Chris Stewart on the line. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic.
Not bad.
Alright. Finally get you into this, Alan.
Yeah, well, camping is fun.
Yeah, camping is fun.
No one got eaten by bears?
No, I caught a fish. I had to throw it back, but I caught a fish.
Well, that's interesting.
Small fish.
Yeah.
As usual, right? Huh?
It was a fish, though.
Yeah, at least you
Tell
caught
fish
one.
stories, 10 foot long.
Well, it could have been the time when your brother dropped the fish in the pond when we went that one time. That was
Yeah,
bad.
yeah, they could have killed him, but,
God. Well, today's show we're going to be talking about Resident Evil 6 trailer. It just a new one that came out, anyways. Quantum computing and the Wii U Rumor, which the price tag of $300. So should be a pretty interesting show. We're going to be talking about all this stuff, accordingly each week. Thanks for anybody that was listening to last week's podcast. If there was anybody, we tried to get it out there as much as possible with YouTube and the actual website. We finally got it on iTunes and it's ready to go.
I know at least a few of my coworkers have been listening to it. I've been, promoting the hell out of it, so
That's good.
good stuff.
Yeah. But all right, first topic we got. You guys watched the Resident Evil 6 trailer that just came out. I guess they released it at PAX, right? Wasn't the convention?
It was Captivate, I believe.
Oh, Captivate.
Capcom's
Okay.
whole little thing.
Oh, okay.
everybody has their own nowadays, so.
Yeah, I guess so. Well, next up is E3, so that'll be pretty fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, that should be interesting.
Oh, and other than the little small shows they'll have and everything. But everyone watched the trailer, correct?
Yep.
Yeah.
I know Chris and I played Resident Evil 5 all the way through. Alan, you said you...
I got close to the end.
Right.
I always end up having something else more interesting come up.
Yeah. Well, Resident Evil, kind of... They don't really throw anything at you that's, too shocking anymore. I love the games, though.
Yeah, it's always zombies or infected tentacle people.
Well, in the last one, spoiler alert, if anybody has not beat Resident Evil 5, which if you haven't, well, I'm sorry. Wesker died at the end of it, and they were supposed to completely end the series and reboot it or something, weren't they? I remember hearing Capcom was supposed to be doing that, and instead they decided, Resident Evil 6 would be a good idea with so far they have Chris and Leon in it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they really aren't rebooting it. I don't know what the hell Capcom's saying. I guess, they can't let it go. I think a reboot would have been cool, but...
They could have done with a reboot, but if they do this well, then it'll be fine.
And a new character, Chris called it. I didn't really think about it until they said it in the trailer, but the new character, the bald-headed dude, the shaved head that, looks like, some of the other generic characters out there, is Albert Wesker. Well, it's Wesker's son, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I knew from the first trailer, I think, because he was, doing his hand-to-hand combat and all that stuff. I had a feeling that he was going to be related to Wesker in some way, because the girl who's following him around, they actually confirmed to be Sherry from Resident Evil 2.
Right.
She's going on about how he's got special blood or some nonsense like that, so it's kind of a dead giveaway that he's some way related to Wesker, either one of the other Wesker children from that whole project where he came from, or... some other way. But it turns out he's actually his son. So that should be interesting.
It's pretty ridiculous, but with Resident Evil, ridiculous works for the most part. I mean,
Yeah.
I remember punching the shit out of a rock, at the very end of that game.
Yeah.
Chris and us playing that game, and you're like, Sheva! Chris!
Chris was ripped in that game, though, so it's couldn't really put it past him to punch boulders like that.
Yeah, well, the new one, he looks a little slimmed.
Yeah, he
just
got off the roids a little bit.
Yeah.
He got all sad.
Me, Chris! But yeah, the trailer looked pretty good. The graphics look phenomenal in it. It is a step up from Resident Evil 5. I think they're using a new engine, hopefully.
Yeah.
The co-op play, I don't know too much about it. Chris, you know a little bit about that?
They haven't said too much about it. I know that it's different from 5 in that Well, in 5, when you were joining a game, you had to basically start over from a previous
Right.
checkpoint or the beginning of the chapter. With this one, it's drop in, drop out. You don't have to start over from
That's
checkpoints
nice.
or yeah.
That's one of
That's
the
really
greatest things
nice.
about the co-op games is pickup games, just
Oh,
popping
yeah.
in, popping out.
And they've been doing that recently in the industry lately. A couple of years ago, that wasn't the case, and it was a little bit annoying.
Yeah, and they also have multiplayer in the mercenaries mode.
Oh, they're doing mercenaries again?
Yeah, of course. They've had it since pretty much the beginning, so
Yeah.
they're not going to not have mercenaries.
It would be a bad thing to leave out of a game that people like, to get your money's worth and everything like that. You get to play an extra multiplayer mode, which works.
Yeah. One thing I did find out just about today, though, that they have a few pre-order maps that you can have. Of course, GameStop has their own exclusive. Best Buy's got one.
Right.
So if you want all the maps, you're going to have to either pre-order from all the places and have 3 copies of the game, or just wait for, the inevitable
Right.
bundle pack that's going to have all the maps later on.
Hopefully
That or the
for
expensive DLC they come out with day one. Other map packs.
Yeah.
Capcom is notorious for that.
I think everybody's notorious for that.
Everyone is for the most part. DLC is, you love it, you hate it. It's a mixed thing. People sometimes screw you over even more so. Some people
Gotta have
actually, you gotta have it. Which is pretty interesting, but we'll get into that on another topic down the line, a few shows from now or something. I'm sure a lot of people might want to hear our views on, how we feel about DLC and where it's headed.
But October 2nd is the new release date. It was what was it, November 18th or something like that before?
Yeah, they bumped
Sometime
it
in
up.
November. It's now October 2nd, so that's pretty good news.
That's a good release for Halloween.
Yeah.
Horror games and everything.
Normally they don't go that way. Normally they go the other way. So that is real good news.
I'm just hoping they didn't, cut out a vital piece of the story to push the date forward that they're going to sell later on.
Right.
I know they did that with Asura's Wrath. I guess they released a new extended ending for it that you have to pay for now. So we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah, not to mention the Mass Effect one.
Well, that one's going to be free, so that's good news for that.
They actually had a recent update for that. That was free too. I guess it was like
it was
a couple
extra
maps or
multiplayer
something.
stuff.
Yeah, multiplayer, which I still haven't done at all. So
Yeah, me either. I still need to beat it. We'll probably talk more about Mass Effect when Alan and me beat this. I know Chris has been pushing me to beat it at least. So
Yeah, I need to talk to somebody about it.
it always happens.
Yeah.
Well, that pretty much covers the Resident Evil 6 trailer. I mean, there wasn't too much with it that, it did show a lot of pretty stuff. I do recommend watching it. It is beautiful. It's
syringe
pretty.
bomb. I want one.
Yeah, the syringe bomb was a nice touch. I just want to go and infect this room over here. Before the topic ends, did you see any zombies in the trailer? I wasn't too sure. All I saw was like the parasite kind of monsters.
There are zombies in the game. They showed them more in the first trailer.
First trailer, correct?
Yeah, I guess Leon's talking to the president and he is infected and ends up having to shoot him in the face. So that's going to be an interesting scene.
Let's see how repetitive Resident Evil will get.
But at least zombies are back. I'm glad it's actual zombies, even though it's a new virus. But they're zombies.
What did they say was the H virus or something?
It's the C virus
No,
now.
C virus.
We're on C now.
Wonder when we're gonna get to Z, where that's the real zombie.
Well, we went from T to something else to C now. And
there was T. There was T Veronica, which was different somehow. They have G. Now they got C virus, which I'm really mad that throughout the whole games, Wesker was collecting all these viruses and did nothing with them.
I would have drank them.
See, I find it weird that it's C virus. There's hepatitis C already out there. Why
Maybe
not pick
it's
something
an
else?
offshoot of hepatitis C.
What happened to A through B? Come on.
Yeah, exactly. A virus, the first.
All right, our next topic, Alan knows more about. It's quantum computing.
Yeah,
And I've read a little bit about it. I'm not too knowledgeable on it, so you'll be doing a lot of the talking on this one. Chris. Chris, I don't know what you read about it. I know a decent amount about it. So.
Well,
Yeah, I
quantum
think this is
computing
Alan's subject.
Yeah,
Yep.
it is. Yeah, you know.
All right.
I come from that background. That's my stuff.
All right. Go into. Well, actually, first, tell everybody what you're doing right now. Currently, I know you're in school and everything, but what your
Yeah.
job field is going to be in.
Well, I'm a computer science major. I'm working on finishing my bachelor's. I'll be finished hopefully by the end of this year if all goes according to plan. I want to work in the software development field, building big software applications and that kind of thing. I would love to work on research, but I doubt it's going to happen anytime soon.
Right.
But when I look at technology, I just don't see the great technical thing. I see all the work that goes in behind it, all the code, all the science, and that's what really interests me.
Right. Well, awesome. Well, okay, quantum computing. What is it, and what it's about?
Well, quantum computing is the next evolution of computing. Right now, we're binary, meaning we have ones and zeros.
Right.
Quantum computing has a little bit more than ones and zeros. It actually has 4 states, not just 2. The 4 states are not really 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not like that. Basically, it has to do with the spin and rotation of atoms. And up till now, they really haven't had very much success having a stable system. Pretty much the systems are so unstable that if you had one in New York and an earthquake happened in Japan, the system would break itself apart and die. They're very unstable. But the cool thing about them is once we get to quantum computing, all encryption that is currently in place right now will be obsolete. Basically, you can break even the toughest encryption we have right now in binary in quantum computing within a matter of minutes.
Maybe it's not such a good deal.
I personally think it is because...
No, it'd be a good step in technology.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. But what the paper I want to talk about today is it's about decoherence, and that's when something falls apart. That's when the whole system falls apart. Right. Well, they figured out a way to keep the decoherence low, to keep it stable longer. And what they do is they shoot it with electromagnetic pulse, and it reverses the spin on the atoms. Because what happens is you want the atoms and the electrons and stuff to stay in the correct spin and rotation to give you that correct data output. Say you set it to 3, okay, the number 3. You put in this qubit, okay, which is it's not a bit anymore, it's a qubit. And you put it in that state, and then it starts wiggling slowly out of its state. That's why it falls apart so quickly, because it doesn't stay in its state because it's constantly in motion. What they've done is they hit it with this electromagnetic pulse, and it reverses its spin, so it's spinning back to where it was. It's kind of like having a seesaw, and a seesaw goes up and down. Well, when you hit it with electromagnetic pulse, the seesaw goes the other way. And that's what's so cool about this, is because it gets closer to where we need to be with a very coherent, stable system.
Right. And
also, cool, they stuck it inside of a diamond, which I really don't know how they did, but that's amazing.
Holy crap. Yeah, it's a very interesting field. I mean, Alan's talked to me about it multiple times. I think, last month you said something about this too. Mm-hmm. And
it's a big field. It's really big right now. There are lots of advances happening. I want to say by the time I'm 40 or 50, I expect to see one of these systems in use. I don't say that an average home user would buy it. I'm saying it would be like one of those big old mainframes we used to have.
Right. Well, that's going to be remarkable once that's, it actually works and is not going to be falling apart everywhere. It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I wonder what just in general, what it's going to, cause, whether it's research for us or whatever,
The government gets a hold of it. All your passwords are cracked. No privacy, no more.
Like we had privacy to begin with.
Exactly. It's all relative. You're only as safe as you feel.
The man's gonna find us, man.
Exactly.
Turn off your cell phones.
Tinfoil hats.
Let's wear them and go to the woods. All right. Yeah. Any more on that subject at all, or
No, I mean, if you want to know more, look it up. It's all over the internet. There's a bunch of research going on. If you're really interested in it, see about going to school, get your degree in computer science, and move on up.
You hear that? Go to school, America. Go to school.
Because this stuff is pretty deep physics, physics, math, and science. It's pretty deep stuff.
Yeah.
So,
well, it's a great topic, and it's gonna change the world one day. You know,
yeah,
we'll see the outcome of it. Hopefully, we see that in the next 5 to 10 years. Hopefully, you know, we'll see. There's a lot that we hope for, but there's a lot that we had no idea we would have 5 years from now. You know, like 10 years ago, we didn't think we could, you know, have some of the things we have right now.
exactly. Phone in each hand, really.
Yeah. All right, Chris wanted to talk us. You wanted to say something about the Wii U. It was rumored to cost $300 recently by Nintendo, correct? Or was it just?
Well, I don't know if Nintendo's coming out saying it,
yeah.
but there are rumors going around that it's going to cost about $300 at launch. It's I don't know if it's going to be worth it because. Well, they're saying that it costs $180 to actually build the thing, including their ridiculous little touch controller that they have now. And,
which was going to be priced out. I remember last year they were saying that the touch controller was going to be pretty expensive, and you can only have one of them per system. I don't know if
you can only have one person using that, and the others have to use Wii remotes. Yeah. So I don't know how that's.
It just seems sad. I mean, really and truly, everybody's coming out with these new systems, and all Nintendo does is say, "We're going to make a new controller and make you buy a new box," and it's generally the same thing we've had since the GameCube.
I mean, rumors are rumors, and I mean, look at a lot of these companies that rumors get said. I mean, with Microsoft gets. Well, usually Microsoft just flat out tells you what's going on. Apple's hush hush, and people just shoot rumors around left and right, man, and no one knows what's really going on. And same thing with some of these game companies. It's kind of ridiculous that some of the companies don't want to say things, but it's ridiculous that news groups like IGN, Kotaku, I mean, those are great news groups. Sometimes they get false sources that, you know, this is the standard of what's going to happen, and it turns out completely the opposite, you know?
Mm-hmm. We won't know until launch day what it actually is, but at the same time, I don't hold out much hope personally. Since the GameCube, they've just flopped, and it's just I don't know. It just the GameCube was a great system. They just failed at doing their due diligence to get the names on that system.
I bought the Wii when it first came out, and I had fun with it for a while. The first year, I want to say. And then I realized that it just didn't have all the games I really wanted to play compared to like PC, Xbox, PlayStation 3.
Yeah, they really went the casual route. They didn't have that many, you know, I don't want to say hardcore, but, you know, they didn't have, like a lot of their stuff was like shovelware, like party crap, you know?
Right.
And so I'm hoping they'll go, you know, a different route with the Wii U. I mean, they've got their, you know, their Zeldas and Marios and what have you, of course. But I'm hoping they'll, you know, get actual real games and not just generic party stuff this time around. But what I'm really concerned about is how, you know, they're bringing out their HD games finally, but, you know, the next PS4, Xbox 720 or whatever they're going to call it, their stuff is probably going to be like ridiculous
Ultra
graphics.
HD.
You know, it's going to be like a Square Enix cutscene in regular gameplay, you know, but Nintendo's only going to be catching up.
4D, the next step, you know, comes out and touches you in the face.
Recently just saw today that, like, another rumor, of course, IGN posted, I don't know if anybody else did, but the new Xbox 16 cores, something like that.
Yeah.
So, I mean, these are just rumors, people. I wouldn't, you know, hold them to your heart and, you know, get mad about it or anything like that. The system could actually be really good, and it could be out of this world, and they're just not really revealing those facts to us just yet.
Honestly, the 16 cores, though, could include the graphics cores as well.
Right. That's
because those are technically processors. So,
how many cores did they say the PS3 had when it first came out? It's like 6 individual cores, isn't it?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, what two or three are devoted for graphics? I don't know. Don't quote me on that one,
but yeah, if it's really going to be $300, I don't know if it's going to be worth it. Because
hey, man, that's still cheaper than last gen or you know Xbox and PS3 when this first came out. PS3 was what $600, $700.
Yeah,
Xbox
but honestly, that was worth it. It was a Blu-ray player. Come on, I mean,
yeah, but like if you take into account that you know the Wii U is only going to be catching up to the graphics we have with the PS3 and the 360.
I hope that's a lie. I really do. I hope that I hope they have this, like new generation graphics, which is on par with computers that we have today. Like my computer beats the hell out of my freaking PS3 or Xbox, you know. And I mean, you can tell on certain games. Like I was playing Assassin's Creed, was it Brotherhood on there? And if you get far away from the screen, it doesn't look bad. But when you get close, it starts getting a little bit jaggy everywhere and everything. But on the PC, you get close to your screen, it's smooth, you know. I want to see that transferred over to the consoles. I want to see that on PS4 or whatever it's called, or the Xbox 370, whatever crap. And then the Wii U, I do want to see not just 1080p graphics. I want to know more about what they're going to be capable of. If they're going to have super anti-aliasing on there, or I try not to be a graphics whore about things, but a lot of users, majority of them, do want their games looking pretty, along with the gameplay being fun too.
Right.
And if you don't kind of go through that standard nowadays, your games and your system are doomed to failure. You know,
and that's what's going to happen to Nintendo, because unless they catch up, or unless they go greater than the current, they aren't going to have anything.
They're gonna still sell.
They'll sell a little bit, but the company will end up having to scale back. It won't be Nintendo anymore. It'll be like Sega with a cruddy console.
It'll take a while for that. It'll take a while for that. I really believe that Nintendo will sell a bunch of them at release, because there's a lot of families that love Nintendo, that have stuck with Nintendo ever since the beginning, and they will buy it. But the game developers will suffer from it if they're gonna do exactly what they did with the Wii. They're gonna suffer. And
requiring everything to be family friendly. That's where they failed. That's
when all the developers said, "Hey, man, I'm just gonna go work with Microsoft. I'm gonna go work with Sony. I'm gonna go work on we're gonna release our stuff on Steam or whatever, you know." And it's just kind of it's annoying that you never cut that portion out of business. You never do.
You can't, especially when your player base is now older. I mean, that was fine having family-friendly games back when the only people who played games were 10-year-olds, you know. Now we're 25, we're 26 years old, 30 years old in some cases, and we want to play mature games. We want mature things. We want a deeper storyline that is more like real life. Right. You know, not always happy. Well, some people want always happy endings. Yay! but the point is, you can't alienate us. You're just not going to make it anymore. Yeah, the new kids coming in, they still want some family-friendly games, but not as much as you think.
Yeah.
Want to be entertained.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, that's majority how I feel. I'm a mixed gamer, man. I play so many different things. I mean, I sit on my iPad and just play games on there, casual games. I mean, I still, there's nothing wrong with that too. A lot of people have been outraged about some of these phones and tablets and whatnot that play games, and they're labeling people, as
Angry
casual
Birds.
gamers. Yeah, I mean, that's still a game though, and if you play it, they give the people that want to play those games. They're not any worse than what Joe over there is saying about the Xbox or whatever. It's everyone's all the same as a gamer, and hopefully Nintendo respects that, and they will open up to the mature audience with the Wii U. I don't think I want it. I need to see some. I need to see some titles. I need to see what it's capable of. I want to see a real controller in my hands. The tablet's fine on it, but I want to see something other than the stupid Wii remote, I want to see a nice controller or, whatever. I don't know. But, we can talk, since we're on the game subject, we can talk about some of the things coming out. We got plenty of time right now. So, Deus Ex Human Revolution's coming to Mac, apparently. Is it today or something? I thought I saw something like.
I think it might be today. I'm not sure.
I don't know. We'll have to.
If not today, then really soon.
Yeah, really soon. Recent release of where was the last convention? Was it PAX again that they did that? Dark Souls is coming to PC.
Yeah, they're coming out with
24th. I want to say
August 24th.
Is it that soon?
Yep,
I think so. Yeah.
Nice. I hope it's on Steam. That'd be cool.
They're supposed to be adding DLC, or not DLC, but a new boss and all this other dungeons or whatever.
Yeah, there's going to be several different bosses. I saw the trailer. There's a bunch of new monsters I haven't seen before. and it's going to be called the Prepare to Die edition.
Yeah.
So one of those new bosses may or may not be, Inigo Montoya from The Princess Bride. We'll see about that.
Yeah.
I didn't even think of that aspect. I was just thinking it was a challenge to everybody who's never played the game, because that's what it's going to be for me. I've never played, and I can just imagine myself breaking the screen if they made it harder.
I present you, Alien. My name is Dark Souls. You killed my father. Prepare to die.
Yes.
It looks awesome. It looks awesome, and with the current video cards out there, I really hope they don't just port it over. I really hope they spend time with the graphics, making it look even more beautiful than it is on the PS3 and Xbox.
What I'm really hoping for is that they fix the god awful frame rate in Blacktown. That was horrible.
I know Xbox had some issues with that. I don't know about PS3. Don't quote me on that again.
You haven't even gotten to that point, have you?
Shh. It's hard. I'd rather play it on PC, man. I'm a PC elitist, man. Nah, I would rather play it on PC though. I like keyboard and mouse.
I have heard that they're bringing it to Games for Windows Live though, so
which I don't have a problem with. It's okay. I hope Steam gets a copy and they actually have like Steam achievements and.
The thing about the Windows Live though is they've made it the computer one. They've made it more like the actual system. To play like multiplayer on a game for Windows Live, you have to have Live.
Yeah.
Well.
Yeah. It's kind of sad. It's like, come on now. I bought it on the PC. I didn't buy it on your Xbox.
I think most of the time the servers are all dead because I have gold on Xbox, so I really never notice if I play one of those. But recently, on Microsoft's live site for PC games, they've been coming out with their version of that game with games for Windows, and then sometimes Steam for certain games has their own, just like Xbox and PS3 have their own system like that. Which is awesome. I hope they do that with that. I would be kind of depressed if they didn't, but that's just because I'm a Steam junkie.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk about a little bit about some of the apps and software that I've been using this week that I thought I could share. Right now on the App Store on iOS, the Hacker. It's called The Hacker. Is a kind of this old school.
It's almost like DOS. It's almost like Earthshell. It's one of those. It's touchscreen, of course.
It's pretty cool, and it kind of has these little modes where you have to go through and solve the puzzles and everything like that. And it's fun. It's pretty fun just for a game. It's 99 cents originally, I think it is, but it's free this week. Now, if you listen to the show and it's not free, don't blame me.
Yeah.
Also. Z-Day, which was free last week. It's this. Did you guys download that?
I did. I've been playing it nonstop, pretty much.
It is a awesome game. It's a survival game. It's think of a old pen and paper style where you go to this room. What do you do? And it has 3 choices, right? Well, that's basically what the game is. I mean, maybe Chris can.
It's like those choose your own adventure books that you used to read as a kid.
Yeah,
so awesome. It is on iOS and Android. It was free on iOS like last week, I remember, or this past weekend or something like that. Android, I have no idea. I just read that it was on Android, and if you want a fun little adventure game, I mean technically, get it. It's fun. Yeah. And go ahead, and Chris, you had a couple apps that you want to talk about. Oh,
the Max Payne though.
Oh, yeah. On last episode, we talked about Max Payne, and I was worried about how the controls were going to be set up. I'll kind of go over it. I bought it. The price is so reasonable that you should get it.
$2.99
right now. Buy it now. Right now. You're listening? No. Click the iTunes store and click buy. Go ahead, do it right now. I'll give you time. 5 seconds.
We'll wait.
1, 2, 3, 4. 5. If you didn't buy that game right now, I'm sorry. You need to go to the corner and cry. All right. Awesome game. Controls, I was worried about it. I was worried about because Grand Theft Auto 3 had some clunky controls when it first came out to iOS. I think it's on Android now, or it's about to. Anyways, they fixed a little bit of it, but Max Payne works flawlessly. The only thing that makes it good and some of you PC gamers or whatever are going to kind of cringe on this, but it has auto aim, but it does help if you have a phone or a tablet. It helps tremendously about that. Like I'm not having to I'm moving one of my thumbs to move around, and I have some buttons up on the left of the or right of the screen, and to shoot and slow motion and jump. And then you have another analog stick that moves your camera around, and usually that would be your mouse hand, right? Mm-hmm. It really helps with the auto aim because you don't have to use that aiming to aim at your enemies right away. So if you just want a good game for storyline, I'd recommend buying it like that. If you're getting ready for Max Payne 3, get it. So
yeah,
$2.99. You can't go wrong with that. I'm not going to give you any more seconds if you haven't bought it. Right.
So some other good stuff that I've been messing around with is on iOS, and I think it's coming out on Android in spring. It's called Zombies Run. It's zombies, run, ! It's like one of those running apps where you run and it'll tell you how many miles you ran and that sort of thing. It's kind of like a zombie survival type game. You run and it tracks how far you're going, what have you. There's story going on in your headphones while you run, and you pick up items along the way while you're running.
That's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah. And, after your mission's done, you divvy out the items to, wherever you...
That is a reason to exercise.
It is because I cannot stand running, but I have to, keep up in shape for staying in the military. So it's a little motivator. And what's really cool about it, you have to have the GPS function enabled. But every once in a while, you'll have zombies coming up behind you. It'll make noise, and it'll tell you how close the zombies are, and you'll need to speed up to get away from them.
That's hilarious.
It is. It's really cool.
And that's out right now for
it's out
App
right
Store?
now for
I just see
iOS.
you in a mall. I just see you in a mall with it on. Zombies coming up. You turn around, scream at some random people, and run.
Hey man, if we're in a mall, and that's on, I'm gonna play Dead Rising right in that mall in real life. No.
But it's out for iOS right now, completely free. You don't have to pay for it.
Huh.
And
I can't put my iPad in my pocket, so I guess maybe down the line I'll get an iPhone. I don't know.
Yeah, you'll have to.
Or actually, I'll tell Meg about it since it's going to be on Android in spring. So maybe my wife can actually play in it. So.
Yeah, but completely free, and it's got updates all the time. So cool stuff.
That sounds amazing.
And your iPod music works in the background too, so you can listen to music while you're playing it.
You could do some old horror throwbacks, or some zombie sound.
Right, listen to Resident Evil music while you're running.
The sickness or something.
Is this Chris's blood? Oh. Sorry, got caught up in the moment.
Another good game I've been playing is called Saturday Morning RPG. It's
first episode is free on it.
Yes, first episode's free. The second one is, I believe, $1.99, which I've been playing the first one for probably about 20 minutes, and I'm already sold on buying the second one. There's 80s references all over the place. You get
it's pretty cool. I downloaded it the other day.
The first 10 minutes of the game, you meet up with what's his name, Fred Savage's character from The Wizard, and he gives you this magical Trapper Keeper to use in battle. You get these scratch and sniff stickers that give you abilities in fights, and it's just hilarious.
And you actually have to scratch the stickers off to earn bonuses for before the battle. Like
right.
you take your finger and you rub on it, and you're like, I gotta get it. And if you don't get them in time, they disappear, and you're like, I got to battle without them. Yeah. But it's fun.
What's really cool, it's like if you played Super Mario RPG on the Super Nintendo, you remember you had to like kind of hit a button to make your attack stronger, or you would defend a little more. That kind of feature is in the Saturday Morning RPG. There's a lot of moves that you have to tap on it to increase your strength or defend a little more. So you're a little more active in fights, and you're not just hitting the attack button over and over.
I felt like Goku on Dragon Ball Z. One of the things, because you have to power up or something, you have to tap a bunch of times, and he's like, it's pretty cool. It is only for the iOS right now. Android, they did not give any hints if that's actually coming out for any Android tablets or phones or whatever. I know it's for the iPad right now. Is it for the iPhone as well, Chris?
Yes, every iOS device has it right now.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's pretty fun. Alan, if you haven't downloaded it, you should.
I'm gonna have to try that one. That'd be fun.
After we get off the podcast, he's gonna be like, "I'm gonna play this game. Oh my god!"
Yeah, I don't spend a lot of time on my phone. I mean, really and truly, I read more on it. That's just
me. I do a mixture of things. I mostly read on it too, but well, we need to probably wrap it up pretty soon. We have all of us have Twitter accounts, and I would like you guys to follow us. We do post information, news, interesting articles, blah 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 blah, and maybe we'll post some disturbing things for you guys too. Maybe I don't know. Well, mine is mbuff TES. It's MBUFF and then TES, and then Chris is what's yours?
Mine is C Stew TES. It's going to be CSTEW TES.
Okay, and Alan?
A Gray TES, AGRAY TES.
Okay, we promise we won't spell out our last names for you anymore, or at the beginning of our last names. You can also join our public Steam group, Technical Earth Syndicate. Check us out. I have it open as public. You can join us in games, whatever. We play Left 4 Dead, whatever, Team Fortress, anything else. So if you have Steam accounts, join us, have fun. We'll keep you posted on there as well, along with our Twitter feeds. And all our information's all over the place. So, thanks everyone for listening, and we'll see you next Friday. As we end this episode, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Emerald Coast Productions, and to our listeners. If you have any rants, comments, suggestions about our new show, please email me at techearthsyndicate@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and please don't text while driving. It may save your life. Until next time, Technical Earth Syndicate signing off.